You're watching Star News, the news leader in Southside Virginia.
And welcome back now, everyone. We've got our own Bob Sharp in Henry County. Now, Bob, you sent us some new footage of the storm damage in your area of Henry County, but we should say that even as we report and talk, we have 2,500 Henry County residents who are now without power. Tell us about the storm damage you saw. We're looking at some pictures of some trees that were down in your area.
Well, at 58 there near the Cloverleaf, if you're headed towards Stewart, you can see the tree there, and that blocked one lane. They said it hit a transformer. We didn't see the transformer, any explosions or anything of that nature, but they're still there cleaning that up. And then coming up through the area, went through the Preston Road and showing you a tree that blew over. You look at it close enough, you can see why, because it was all rotten on the inside. And that's what I think people really need to be aware of. You got big trees in your yard, you need to check them to see if they're rotten to prepare for something like this, because if they are on the inside, they definitely will come down.
And, you know, there looks to be some fairly large trees in your area that have come down, and we've had reports throughout the community of trees down in all of Henry County in different areas. So we also have Charles Rourke, who reported from Martinsville that he had a tree down. So that was kind of interesting that you are also calling in with trees down. And, you know, again, 2,500 people out of power because the trees are down in their area.
Oh, absolutely. They're talking about it now. There's just a report now of a tree on the power line on the Mitchell Road. They've got Appalachian out in that area already on some power damage and so forth. Yeah, there's going to be widespread power damage because of the, you know, the wind and the trees that have fallen.
And so you have trees down in the area, and we talked earlier about the fact that there was you know, the power outages and that lightning was hitting some of the, well, the electricity lines and electricity poles. And let's talk about how dangerous that can be.
Real dangerous. Anytime you're dealing with lightning, it's, you know, static electricity, and it's unpredictable. Can do all kinds of sorts of damage, as we all well know. Of course, we know there at the station what it's done there with, you know, bringing down computers and, you know, taking us off the air. So it's very dangerous. Didn't see that much lightning with this storm. We saw some, and we heard some, but we wasn't as much lightning as it was wind damage.
Right, and you know, just it seems like just a week ago, might have been a week and a half ago, we had the same type of weather pattern come through with severe weather, power outages, and so you know, this is typical of hot days here in Virginia. You know, when it gets hot like it does today, like it did today, muggy, hot, you can typically expect a thunderstorm to come in the afternoons, right?
Absolutely, that's pretty common, and you know, it got hot,
Yeah.
and of course we had that front coming through.
Yeah.
Y'all are probably looking at the maps. Is there anything behind it, or we missed the blunt of the storm, the rest of it?
We're under a watch now, and the weather pattern was moving from North Carolina, headed east, but it looks as though in the most current patterns, most of the weather's passed by us. However, we are still under thunderstorm watch until 7:15 p.m. tonight, so we have to be watchful of another pattern that comes through.
Not only that, but storms that may form. I'm up here in the west end of the county, up here in Bassett, near Trent Hill, and we're seeing dark clouds and possibly, you know, maybe another storm brewing. So we're certainly going to keep our eyes on that.
All right. Listen, thanks so much. We do appreciate you reporting on that, Bob, and stay safe.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, trees down throughout the area. Stoltz Road. We had one on Beckham Church Road in Irisburg. We had a tree down on Franklin Street in the city of Martinsville. We're going to try to find out how many residents are without power within the city. We know 2,500 now in Henry County is the number that we have for area residents without power. So very heavy storm damage. Again, Bob Sharp mentioned that it's the older trees, the trees that possibly have rotten interiors in their trees, and as you can see there, I don't know, with that dark spot, you know, it looks like lightning could have hit that tree and had it fall, so hard to say, but keep in mind that you've got to be careful. This kind of weather brings out the nuts sometimes, the weather watcher in all of us. But you've got to stay safe. Stay inside and watch the weather from behind a nice, safe window. And if it gets too windy and looks a little scary out there, maybe back away from the window and just watch Star News, and we'll tell you what's happening in your area with the weather. That's the safest way to be a weather watcher, is just watch Star News. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back with more. Stay tuned.
You're watching Star News, the news leader in Southside Virginia.